everybody, and welcome to More Sports and Less Levine, the Weekend Winners Edition. I'm Dave Bacon. We are getting ready for another national game with the Cleveland Browns. The Browns hosting the Los Angeles Rams on Sunday Night Football as Cleveland back in the spotlight. Well, the Browns 1-1 on the year, and they really dominated a banged-up Jets team 23-3 on Monday Night Football last week. Now, the Browns realize it's a completely different challenge against the Los Angeles Rams this week. The Rams, one of the best teams in the NFL, and Baker Mayfield in particular, and the Browns in general, know that the Browns have to play a whole lot better than they have with the Los Angeles Rams in town.
Mechanics. I'd say it just goes back to getting the basics down. Not getting ahead of my feet, making sure I'm in the right place at the right time. Getting my feet going, and my eyes will follow.
You feel like you're rushing the ball a little bit? Or
Nope. No.
Is that what you attribute the high throws to?
Sure, yeah.
Would you like to get the plays in? They're off quicker. Some of them are getting under 5 seconds. That was uncharacteristic, I thought, of the offense. Is there a reason for that?
No, I'd say, yeah, just getting the ball quick, getting the playmaker's hands like I talked about. Just taking care of our guys, not putting our O-line in a bind, especially against a team like this with, a great defense. So we'll work on those challenges and move forward.
Baker, go ahead. You're holding on the ball just a little bit longer this year than last year. Is that some of the looks you're getting? Is it new personnel you're trying to work in? Is it
I think it's a mix of a little bit of everything. Yeah, we're getting a little bit different looks, but we also need to expect some of the things we're getting just based on who we have at personnel-wise, at receiver and everything like that. So just getting the ball out, having answers for anything to do, doing what we're good at, and, like I said, finding completions.
Can you just talk about the challenges of going up against Ryan Fowler, just what makes him so good, and what do you have to worry about this weekend?
Obviously, he's an unbelievable player. I think, his game speaks for itself. He works very hard at what he does. That's why he's, the best in the game right now. And so, he creates a monster in itself within his game, but then also that creates opportunities, for other guys to get one-on-one matchups. So I think not just is his game a game changer, but it allows for those other guys to play free. And so they play well as a unit. They've been together for a few years. Coach Wade Phillips does a great job of getting them lined up and doing great things.
How much more challenging is it to game plan for Donald when they move him around like literally every spot in the line?
Yeah, he's one of those guys you got to know where he's at all times. So we're gonna, see as the week goes on how our game plan, unfolds and see how we're gonna practice and work about it.
I wanted to restate my question. My question was about getting out of the huddle, getting the snap off later than...
Well, that's not what you said earlier, but...
Yeah, that's why I decided to restate it.
Glad you get a second chance, yeah. No, I think we can be more efficient, just overall. I think within getting, calls that we're comfortable with, I got to be better within the week of, giving Freddie confidence in what we're calling and what we're doing to where we can just line up there and he can trust us to go do the job, and no matter what he calls, I'm going to get it done.
Does that affect your rhythm when the play clock is getting down to 3-2-1 instead of getting up and going and kind of finding a groove with some tempo?
No, I think we got to be good at, working the clock and then also, playing fast when we need to. To me, it's just being able to manage it and do my job.
When Freddie says that he has to put you in better situations, from your perspective, what does that actually mean?
He's going to try and take care of me, but I have to do my job when it all comes down to it. He's our head coach, and he's going to say that, but I have to play better.
Does it impact you in any way that Drew Stanton is on IR? He's a great mentor for you. Does he still have every opportunity to be there that way?
Yeah, no, I'd say last year was a good example of what he's doing now. He wasn't playing last year either, wasn't dressing out, should I say, and no, he's always going to be there. He wants to win. He's a guy that, could kind of voice the message of what Freddie really wants on certain plays, of how to read it, and that's why he's in that quarterback room, and that's why he is a great mentor for me.
Because you guys aren't quite clicking on all cylinders right now, do you feel pressure to figure that out in a hurry because of the schedule coming up with 5 teams or 2-0 and the Rams on Sunday night?
I don't feel any pressure about that. We're going to figure it out. I love how everybody's acting like the world's falling down. We can play better, but a win is a win, and we're never going to take that for granted.
you've talked about the goals of Super Bowl. Of course, that's why we played the game. You know, with the talent you have here, you know, you've reiterated that and everything. The Rams coming here, how good of a measuring stick do you think they can be for you? I mean, this team is stacked. They were in the big game last year.
Yeah, no, I think it's good to kind of fence right a little bit about, you know, last year doesn't matter at all, but it's also looking at it. They're a team that made it all the way, and they have a lot of the same guys and some added pieces as well. So, yeah, it's a good measuring stick for us, but it's about what we do. It's about the fact that we know it's going to be a great challenge, but when it comes down to it, we need to focus on us. We don't need to worry about anything else besides doing our job and whatever game plan we have to attack their team and their players that they have. We need to accomplish that.
Baker, I know you're worried about what's going on with this team. It's been a tough couple of weeks for big-name quarterbacks, though. Luck, Ben, Breeze. What are your reflections on that? Is it tough to see, you know, peers like that go down?
Yeah, you never want to see that. You know, tough to see that. With Breeze, obviously the contact of the thumb, it's not a good one. I think the one with Ben is, to me, scary. Just a non-contact throwing injury. You never want to see that. The non-contact injuries are tough. So, you know, prayers out to him. And then, obviously, Andrew has been dealing with stuff for a little bit. You never want to see that. You know, those are guys that are faces of the franchise. But then you kind of see what the locker rooms are made of after that. Who's going to step up? You know, do they trust those guys? Do they trust the system? And so, you know, that's what I say all the time. It's the next man up mentality. And we got to have, you know, belief in whoever's playing.
Rams have all the questions about what's not clicking for you guys. Let's flip that around. What do you like through these first 2 weeks that you feel like you can build off of?
We improved on the penalties and in our run game from week 1 to week 2. And I think, you know, as we see who we're going to be, you know, talked about getting the ball out quick, getting completions, but also, you know, trusting those guys up front and running the ball with Nick Chubb and whoever else is in there. I think, you know, as we continue to grow and find out who this team really is going to be down the stretch, that'll be a big key to it.
The Rams have a lot of big names in that secondary. What stands out when you look at those guys?
You know, like I said earlier, the defensive line's very talented, but it allows the secondary to play a bunch of different coverages. And obviously, yeah, Marcus Peters, Aqib Talib, they added Weddle into the bunch. And so you got a bunch of veteran guys that have seen a bunch of route patterns and have seen and played a bunch of football. So, you know, it adds in making sure my eyes are going to be in the right place at the right time, going through my reads, because I can see one thing and they can react and play another.
You talked about your eyes last week when we talked to you. Did you see an improvement in that area?
Yeah, improvement, but not good enough.
Do you feel like in some ways these first 2 games, since it's the first time your offense has been all together, I mean, it's kind of been a little bit of a work in progress. Now you're getting a feel for exactly what Odell's going to do in a big game situation, how it's all going to work together, and do you feel like it's been sort of like that?
No, I don't think it's any of that. I think it falls back on me just playing better, getting the ball out, getting completions like I keep harping on, but just trusting the system. Everybody's got to do their job. We know what everybody's going to do. That's why we practiced in camp. That's why we did everything like that. And so just trusting to do my job.
Baker, are you excited to go toe-to-toe with the quarterback like Jared Goff?
Yeah, no, absolutely, you know, excited to play against him, but, you know, I always say I'm not exactly playing directly against him. It's fun to play against somebody you know and you're familiar with, but when it comes down to it, trying to get better each week and just find a way to win.
Baker Mayfield directing that Browns offense will need to be significantly better in week 3 than he was in week 1 or 2. We'll talk more about that Browns-Rams matchup in just a minute. Now, want to tell you about the Ohio Lottery. There are over 130,000 winners on Ohio Lottery pick games each and every month. With that amount of winning, try Pick 3, Pick 4, or Pick 5 for chances to win up to $500, $5,000, or even $50,000 twice each and every day. Time for us to step aside, take a quick time out. When we return, we'll hear from Odell Beckham Jr. and his thoughts about the matchup with the Los Angeles Rams. More sports and less Levine. The Weekend Winners Edition will be right back.
Presque Isle Downs and Casino now has sports betting. Use one of the 50 state-of-the-art Bet America kiosks to place your bet. Then watch your favorite games on our new HD televisions or visit our new sportsbook area. Only at Presque Isle Downs and Casino.
The Ohio Lottery Partners in Education program recognizes role model students and teachers from across Ohio. Nominations can now be done completely online. To nominate a deserving teacher or student, go to ohiolottery.com. In the About section, find Partners in Education. There you will find links to the nomination forms. Students kindergarten through 12th grade can be academic all-stars. Teachers can be honored as a Teacher of the Month. The Ohio Lottery Partners in Education, where stars shine. Welcome back to more Sports and Less Levine, the Weekend Winners Edition. I'm Dave Bacon. Browns getting ready for that Sunday night matchup with the Los Angeles Rams over at First Energy Stadium. Now, Odell Beckham Jr. showed exactly why the Browns wanted him in that Monday night game. Showed his explosion, turned a little pass into a big 80-plus yard touchdown reception. Beckham expects he and his teammates will have a lot more of those big explosive plays as they get more and more familiar with each other. He also knows the Rams will present a huge challenge, and the Browns have to get better and better.
I know we're not where we want to be, but that's the good thing is we have more games, more opportunities, more practices to come together and prove ourselves. And, you know, just like anything else, it's really not where you start, it's where you finish. So we didn't get off to the best start. We managed the game and got out of there with a win, and we just need to improve this week, facing a very, very good team coming in Sunday night.
What do you suppose a performance against the NFC champs can tell the Browns about themselves?
You know, it's not even just them. Yes, they're a very good team, but just when you beat a team, you prove more to yourself, not from the validation of that team, but what we all did together collectively as a group. But yes, going against a team like this and seeing where you measure up, we're going to be tested in each and every category, each and every position this week. So we're up for the matchup and excited about this game.
Does that raise a sense of urgency, the fact that you're going against a really talented Rams team and then the schedule after that gets tougher, stays tough?
I mean, we have to have a sense of urgency anyways, but I don't know if one team's going to make you feel any more need to be better than what we need to, if that makes sense. I know that we just need to be better each and every phase, special teams, offense, defense, everything. We just have to play better and play with more intensity, make more plays just all around.
What stands out about their secondary with against some big names like Talib and Peters and Weddle?
I mean, this is a star-studded team. Like you said, Peters, Talib, Weddle. They got some guys over there. Aaron Donald, Clay Matthews, Flowers. Brockers. They're a great team, a great defense. There's a reason that they were in the Super Bowl last year. But we got to go out and do what we do. We got to go out and play our game, find the matchups where we can, and just find a way to win.
Sean McVay got that job partly based on him being such a thinker as an offensive guy. Have you studied some of their offensive concepts, and what do you make of what they try to do, and how maybe you've even incorporated some of the thinking into your game?
I mean, he's a guru. He's a younger-minded coach, so he's gonna go get it. And you know, they take shots, make a lot of plays. They're very active on offense. They're doing a lot. So he's special. He's a special coach. He brings a lot of energy to that team, and you know, we got our work cut out for us.
When you guys are facing a two-time defensive player of the year like Donald, does that affect everything when it comes to game planning? I mean, does that touch every part of the offense?
I mean, yeah. There's no way to even go around him. He's probably the best player in the league. He's been since he came out and was drafted. He's just been that way. He's, if not the best player in the league, one of the most disruptive players I've ever seen. So, 99 has to be accounted for. The game plan starts right there. You know, like I said, they have a lot of other stars, a lot of other very, very talented, great players, but it starts with 99. So we have to get that handled, and like I said, we're going to be tested in every position.
Myles Garrett wants to be NFL Defensive Player of the Year. From what you've seen of Myles so far, do you see him having that opportunity?
He's got every tool he needs to be it. it's not only on him. Obviously, you know, it takes the other 10 guys to be in the position to make the plays. But we talked about it. What's the sack record? Was it 22 and a half? All right, well, we need 25. You know, so that's just the reality of it. I don't think there's no way he shouldn't get a sack in the first quarter and one in the second quarter. It's just the same how I feel about scoring. I don't feel like I shouldn't be able to score a touchdown in each half. So when you have a guy like that, Miles, you just expect him to be able to do those things, and I think he's fully capable of breaking every single record and being as disruptive as 99 is. He has every talent that you could have at that position.
Odell Baker's been on the ball a little bit longer than he did last season in the pocket. What can you guys do, the receiving corps, to help him, put him in positions to get rid of the ball before he gets hit?
I think everything's just going to come with time. You know, you added new pieces and still trying to figure everything out with this team. You know, it's very early in the season. So I don't know if he's necessarily holding the ball too long. Just be smoother in and out of our routes, be where we need to be, and just trust that he's going to make the plays that he's fully capable of doing.
Now that you have that decent game under your belt, you feel like you're out of the starting blocks and you can kind of just run with it and be yourself?
Yeah. I know that once I get rolling, like it's very hard to be stopped. So I just know what I'm capable of bringing to this team, bringing to the table on any given night. And not to say that I had a bad game, but it wasn't the best of games that I had. Was just able to make a few plays here and there. So I'm ready to do whatever this team needs to where I could help in each and every category.
Now,
What would you
given what you were dealing with in the preseason injuries and stuff, did you ever see a 21.7 mile per hour?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I knew I would get back to that point, but I'm still not exactly where I want to be. I know that there's just a little more left in the tank, just trying to figure out how to get to it, get through it. So, like I said, I definitely would expect something faster than that if I get the opportunity to get an open field. First, you got to get the opportunity to get an open field to run away from everyone. So I know that at some point in the season I'll be exactly where I want to be.
So now that Wellington has announced its partnership with you,
Yeah.
is there a method to all of this watch stuff?
There's always a method to the madness, but it's a partnership with Daniel Wellington. I'm very happy to do that, but again, I'm off of the watch topic. I'm gonna leave it alone from now on. I'm just strictly on football now. Daniel Wellington, so that's just the bottom line. I'm off. I'm not talking about watches anymore. I'm done.
I know you want to talk about football, but the visor situation, have you had communication with the league about that, and what did they tell you in regards to that situation?
Same thing I always tell you. I said whatever I tweeted, if it ain't one thing, it's another. Meaning, there's people across the league with black visors, tinted visors, reflective visors, and my visor's clear. And you pull me off the field on third down with no warning, no nothing. You just got to understand who you are. You got to understand situation. You just got to understand, not saying you got to be okay with it, but you just got to be aware. And I know what's going on, so it is what it is. It's not going to stop me. I'm still going to take it off, put on another one, hopefully get clearance. Mom, am I okay? Like, can I go play now? And then I'm going to go do my thing. Nothing's going to bother me. Nothing's going to stop me. I told you my mind is clear right now.
Odell Beckham and the Browns focused on getting ready for Sunday Night Football against those Los Angeles Rams. Well, I want to tell you about Northeast Factory Direct. We've been telling about Northeast Factory Direct for a while, and it's the story of a great local business. 20 years ago, Alex started the company out of a small garage in Lakewood, selling a single dining room set. Because he had no overhead of a traditional store, he was able to sell it at half the price. He realized he was onto something, a great business model. Eventually, word spread about his incredible prices, and he had to pack up and move from a garage to a single storage. Then it turned into a multiple storage unit, and so on. Added different kinds of furniture, and before you know it, Northeast Factory Direct was born. They're celebrating 20 years in business. Since it started in a garage, they're having a garage sale event all September long. It's not a normal sale, more of a celebration, putting special prices on many items, even lower than their already low price. Go to all of their locations all month long. You want to check them out. They've got plenty of stuff and plenty of locations. You see the 3 locations there. You can also head to northeastfactorydirect.com. Time for us to step aside, take a quick time out. When we return, we'll hear from the Rams and what they think of the Browns as they get ready for the matchup Sunday night at First Energy Stadium. More Sports and Less Levine Weekend Winners Edition. We'll be right back.
No other company or product can match the features, benefits, and warranty of an authentic Nature Stone floor.
We had a horrible storm that flooded our basement.
We had to take out that nasty moldy carpet.
And we never want to have to go through that again. That's when we called Nature Stone.
And with Russell's Promise, our true unconditional warranty, you will never have to replace your basement flooring again. Get Nature Stone installed by the end of September and save up to half off. Schedule your free cost estimate easily online today at naturestone.com. It's not just a floor, wow, it's Nature Stone.
Winning enough for a new Saturday morning ritual. That feels like a million. Play the newest instance from the Ohio Lottery.
There are tastes we remember. Every smell brings the happiness of times gone by. Experience this every time you walk into Gallucci's Italian Foods. Whether you need lunch on the go, a catered party, or that perfect blend of wine, meats, and cheeses, Gallucci's has exactly what you're looking for. Straight from Mama's Kitchen for old world traditions or original experiences. From the tastes you remember to new flavors you'll never forget. Gallucci's is a tasty branch of your family tree.
When it comes to selling you a mattress, most retailers are handing you a line. A long line of extra steps that drive up costs and create confusion. At the Original Mattress Factory, we simplify the mattress shopping experience by building mattresses and box springs in our own local factories and selling them direct to you. It's short, sweet, and simply makes sense. So experience more than just the mattress store. Experience an original, the Original Mattress Factory.
Welcome back to more Sports and Less Levine, the Weekend Winners Edition. The Browns are facing the Los Angeles Rams, who lost to the Patriots in the Super Bowl a season ago. Rams again expected to be Super Bowl contenders, 2-0 on the year, and they've looked impressive. They've scored 5 touchdowns in the second half, just 1 touchdown and some field goals in the first half. So they've really made some adjustments at halftime that have been impressive in the first couple of weeks. Jared Goff talked about the slow start, and Sean McVay, their head coach, talked about how impressed he's been with the Browns, especially Baker Mayfield, Odell Beckham Jr., and their head coach, Freddie Kitchens.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty standard for him. I mean, he's a unique player. He can go at any time. He's so explosive. He's got aggressive hands. You know, they can really move him all around. There's no limitations. I mean, his talent is incredible. He's an elite competitor, so he's definitely somebody that we've got to be aware of. And you can see he made the most of his touches. And in an instance, you know, he's going 80-plus on a touchdown, you know, on a quick RPO, catching it from the 3 spot. And you're like, wow. And that's why he's special, and that's why he is who he is. Yeah, really good competitor. I mean, even, you know, going back to even just remembering him play at Oklahoma, a guy that, you know, makes people around him better. He's definitely somebody that we've got to be aware of. And you can see he made the most of his touches, and unique player. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty standard for him. I mean, he's a unique player. He can go at any time. He's so explosive. He's got aggressive hands. You know, they can really move him all around. There's no limitations. I mean, his talent is incredible. He's an elite competitor, so he's definitely somebody that we've got to be aware of. And you can see he made the most of his touches. And in an instance, you know, he's going 80-plus on a touchdown, you know, on a quick RPO, catching it from the 3 spot. And you're like, wow. And that's why he's special, and that's why he is who he is. Yeah, really good competitor. I mean, even, you know, going back to even just remembering him play at Oklahoma, a guy that, you know, makes people around him better. He's a resilient competitor that, you know, has a never die attitude. And then you see the talent. I mean, he's twitchy. He can speed it up. He has the ability to create off schedule. You could just see the confidence. I even remember watching, you know, the Thursday night game when he jumped in there, when he went in playing the Jets. There's a belief and a confidence that he instills in the people around him, and it's impressive to watch. Yeah, that's really that's exactly what it is. You know, you don't have as much inventory, but he's done a great job, you know, and he called plays for a good portion of the season last year, and you kind of get a chance to see what's the overall philosophy, but you know, really consistent with a lot of good play callers and coaches. He does a great job of putting his players in good spots and, you know, kind of fits his system to their skill sets and a lot of versatility, and it's a great challenge for us. You know, it's really a tough game. You know, this league is so competitive. So whether it's going against somebody the first time or the fourth, you have a lot of respect for everybody that's doing this. And Coach Kitchens has done a great job. I think it says a lot about their team with the way that they were able to respond from, you know, not the way they wanted to go in week one, and that's you know, that's the sign of true character. And they did a good job the other day. Yeah, I mean, it's similar in terms of, you know, you get a chance to work with number 1 overall pick who has a lot of upside that you're excited about. So if you look at it that way, but, you know, this is a good football team, a lot of really good football players, and going to Cleveland, which we know will be a great atmosphere. It's going to be a great challenge for us, and we got to have a great week of preparation, make sure we're ready to roll. You know, I think that's hard to say. I think really each play is its own entity. We individualize each snap, and, you know, I think it's just consistency from the first snap to the 65th to the 70th, whatever it is, good decision making, playing within the timing and rhythm. And then there's an element too. I mean, you look at some of the play action throws that he was able to make in some early down and distances, guys in his face. I thought that was excellent, you know, where he keeps his eyes down the field. He doesn't need a clean platform to be able to get through because he's got such a natural, you know, ability to get his hips through and things like that. So I thought he did a lot of good things. And, you know, it's really just, it's hard to say, but I think it's just being consistent, snap in and snap out. And, you know, that's going to be the case with every quarterback. Oh, a lot. I mean, you know, they do a good job. He moves around a little bit. You know, you see the production that he's had and just, you know, the length, the strength. He can beat you in a variety of ways, and he's productive really on all 3 downs. So it's a great football player that you have to account for. Similar in terms of, you know, and then they got Olivier Vernon on the other side, which is a great challenge in and of itself. So, you know, you could feel, you know, the impact Cam Jordan had on the game and what a great player he is. And these are 2 guys that are very similar.
I feel like it's great. They got a great receiving core. We got a pretty good defensive backfield. Got a good quarterback. I mean, it's good offense versus good defense.
Have you played Odell very many times, or Jarvis Landry?
Landry maybe. Odell just Pro Bowl. Just playing around backyard football. So, I haven't played him in a real game.
Anything in particular when you're studying him that? How would you describe it in terms of?
Just explosive, man. Explosive. I'd describe it the same way you would. Explosive.
When you're playing a guy like that, is there anything the same as any other guy?
Yeah, you just got to execute. You got to trust that your D coordinator put you in good positions, and then you just got to execute the call that's called, you know, so you can't change nothing. Just execute, man. Good technique, execute.
You said he's explosive. When a guy can take a slant 89 yards untouched like that, what is the challenge for you as a DB? Do you want to stay closer to him and be touching him from the beginning, or you want?
What coverage we in?
Well, I understand, but
yeah, it just matters. What coverage we in, it matters. Sometimes you want to be far, sometimes you want to be close. It just matter the coverage that we in.
What about, sorry if you already asked, like a quarterback like Baker Mayfield who can kind of just create off schedule and hold onto the ball and kind of maneuver himself around? How much more pressures that put you guys on as DBs?
We just know our clock is different this week. It's not a Drew Brees week where you're gonna be covering for maybe 2.5, 3 seconds. We could possibly be covering for 5, maybe 6. You know, so the clock, we got a clock in our head as DBs. We know that clock is just a little bit longer this week.
You guys like that?
Nah, we hate it. We hate it. We hate it.
What about just the different challenge that this quarterback provides? You guys look forward to that, or you hate that too?
Oh, I thought you were talking about him as far as scrambling and running around. But it's a challenge. Sunday night football, against a good football team. So yeah, we love that.
I got great defense. A lot of veteran guys over there. Great ends and Vernon and Myles Garrett. Some good DBs, some young DBs, but pretty good. Linebackers are good. So still learning their system, but it's a good defense.
With all the hype that was around the Browns throughout the offseason going into the opener, does that make this game any more exciting? Less exciting for you guys, or about the same?
Yeah, that's their hype. I don't have nothing to do with that. I play with the Rams.
The two new guys, potentially 3 new guys on the O-line from the 2018 draft class.
They're doing good. They've been doing good all year, OTAs, training camp. So just progressing as we go.
Do you think the offense has kind of struggled to score touchdowns in the first half of the first 2 games? Is there anything in particular that's happened or that needs to happen going forward?
We 2-0. We get to 3-0. That's all that matters.
Yeah, well, obviously their defensive line is, one of the top in the league, and they've, done a great job up front. And last year, I believe they were in the top 2 or 3 in turnovers, so, have a nose for the ball. And I think in the secondary, they're young and fast and athletic and can do a lot of things. Obviously at linebacker, they're great. And, it's going to be a challenge for us, and it'll be a fun road challenge that, we'll be ready for. Yeah, Odell's a great player. He's done it at a high level for a long time, and a guy our defense is gonna have to be aware of. I won't be watching much film on Odell this week, but I'm sure he's getting ready, and I know our defense will be ready for him.
So the Browns getting ready to be on that national stage in Sunday night football at First Energy Stadium against a very good Los Angeles Rams team, 2-0 on the year. Want to tell you about Cuyahoga Community College. Explore your interest and find a program that puts you on a path to a bright future. Tri-C offers more than 1,000 courses in over 140 career and technical programs. Go to tri-c.edu, that's tri-c.edu, to find out more. Cuyahoga Community College, where futures begin. Time for us to step aside, take a quick time out. When we return, we check in with our point spreads expert, Ryan Fowler, straight ahead. More sports and less Levine, the Weekend Winners Edition. We'll be right back. Stay with us.
As a kid growing up, my dream was to go to college, play baseball, and get a degree. Coming out of high school, I had 2 choices. I was accepted into a 4-year university, but I decided to come to Tri-C after receiving a scholarship. I got my associate's degree at Tri-C. They transferred all my credits straight into Baldwin-Wallace, so I started at Baldwin-Wallace University as a junior. My name is Tyler Leonard, and I earned my first degree at Tri-C.
The Ohio Lottery Partners in Education program recognizes role model students and teachers from across Ohio. Nominations can now be done completely online. To nominate a deserving teacher or student, go to ohiolottery.com. In the About section, find Partners in Education. There you will find links to the nomination forms. Students kindergarten through 12th grade can be academic all-stars. Teachers can be honored as a Teacher of the Month. The Ohio Lottery Partners in Education, where stars shine.
It takes attention to detail. With your local Bryant dealer, you're getting more than just a technician. You're getting someone who pays attention to your needs and the little things that make a big difference. It takes a dealer you can rely on. And to keep your family cool this summer,
let me show you how this works.
It takes Bryant.
Bryant. Whatever it takes.
And to keep your family comfortable, it takes Smiley One Heating and Cooling. Find them at 440-449-HEAT.
Welcome back to More Sports and Less Levine, the Weekend Winners Edition. I'm Dave Bacon. We want to remind you, legalized sports wagering just a little over an hour away from downtown Cleveland in Erie, Pennsylvania, at Presque Isle Downs and Casino, the Bet America Sportsbook. They have 50 state-of-the-art kiosks located throughout their casino, some right inside the door. You can run in, make your bet. It's as easy as a touch screen. Put your money in, make your bet, get your slip, and be back on your way. That's Presque Isle Downs and Casino, the Bet America Sportsbook. Time to welcome in our point spreads expert, Ryan Fowler. Ryan, appreciate the time very much. Let's get to Fowler's 5. Some big points being laid. The Jets at the Patriots. The Patriots minus 22 has a college football game point spread feel there. Who do you like in that one?
It certainly does, and we were talking about it before we started taping. You know, when we look at what the Patriots are this year, wow. I mean, they go down to Miami and they lay 19.5 and they cover. And I don't know if you've seen the photo of Bill Belichick coming off the field after that game. He had his game face still on, and they just won 43-0. So when you go into this game and you look at what the Jets are right now, we saw what the Browns did to them last week. Man, it's hard to make a case for why Luke Falk is a NFL quarterback. He's third string for a reason. And you just look at this matchup and everything goes against where the Jets can even score 7 points, right? I think if Le'Veon Bell maybe breaks a touchdown run, there's your 7 points, and that's it. Because I do not see, with the way the Patriots are playing defense right now, I don't see how they cover 22. I'll take the Patriots in the big point spread.
The Steelers getting 6.5 on the West Coast against the 49ers. Who do you like in this one?
Yeah, no more Big Ben, right? So Ben Roethlisberger out for the season with the elbow surgery that's required, something like a Tommy John type situation. So insert Mason Rudolph, the former Oklahoma State quarterback. This guy's got a good arm. Do not sleep on Mason Rudolph. And when you look at this point spread, I think it's a couple of factors. I think San Francisco's big win over Cincinnati allowed odds makers to say maybe 6.5, maybe 7. And then Mason Rudolph, we don't have a lot of regular season game footage of him. So we're going to give the home team, the 49ers, 6.5 to cover. I think it's too many. I think this is an overreaction to how the 49ers beat up on the Bengals. Bengals are a very bad football team, and I think Mason Rudolph is being undervalued in this. I don't think the Pittsburgh Steelers win. Jimmy Garoppolo has not looked great. I think that the Steelers cover the 6.5.
Another team that is kind of dealing with that quarterback being out, Drew Brees out for the Saints, not for the season, but for an extended period of time. They travel to Seattle to play the Seahawks. Seahawks are giving 4.5. Who do you like in that one?
Yeah, when you look at this matchup, Teddy Bridgewater is the quote-unquote quarterback, but Sean Payton said that he was going to rotate Taysom Hill in there. So you have a 2-quarterback set possibility up there in Seattle. This isn't the most ideal matchup for 2 quarterbacks coming in after Drew Brees goes down. I think Seattle, the noise factor is going to be a big factor for Teddy Bridgewater, who has not been a regular starter in a long time after he recovered from that major knee surgery a few years back. Taysom Hill's more like, they call him the Swiss Army knife. He can do a little bit of everything, but we really haven't seen him as a pocket passer. Granted, the Seahawks defense is not what it used to be. It's no longer the Legion of Boom. You can pass against it, but I do not have a lot of confidence that the Saints, still adjusting to life without Drew Brees, can go up into Seattle, deal with the noise, and cover the 4.5. I got it at 4. If you go 4.5, I'm still okay with Seattle in this one. I'll take the point.
You look at the Sunday night matchup, the Browns hosting the Los Angeles Rams in Cleveland at First Energy Stadium. The Browns 3-point underdogs. Who do you like in this one?
Yeah, your producer, Adam Meyer, and I were discussing this yesterday, just talking about how this kind of feels like a trap game for the Rams because they're only laying the 3. But the one thing I took away from that Jets matchup of the Browns-Jets, that offensive line is still a sieve, and Baker Mayfield's going to be in danger if he does not get better pass protection. And when you look at what the Rams have on the defensive line, Aaron Donald, Dante Fowler, they're going to be bringing the heat. And I think that's where this game's won or lost. I hate to say it again, but I think that the Rams are going to be able to cover that 3 and win in Cleveland.
And our final one, the Bears at the Redskins, under 42 is the over-under. What do you like on this one?
Yeah, this one's pretty simple. The Bears' offense is not very good. Granted, the Washington Redskins' defense isn't very good either, but man, for the Bears to score 70 points is going to be a gift in this game. And then on the opposite side of it, the Bears' defense is really good. They're allowing 12 points per game through the first 2 weeks. Washington has Case Keenum there, but they're kind of one-dimensional as a passing offense because Adrian Peterson came back after Darius Geis was placed on IR. So their starting running back placed on IR. Adrian Peterson comes in, makes his first start of the season last week, averages 2.5 yards per rush. That's not getting it done. Then you have the Bears inside. It's a mess. So what I'm going to say is take the under in this. I think until further notice, the under and Bears are going to kind of go hand in hand, and I like the under in this matchup on Monday night.
Ryan Fowler, our point spreads expert. We appreciate it very much. Fowler's 5. And there you have it. We are going to step aside, take a quick timeout. Want to remind you at Presque Isle, Downs at Casino, legalized sports wagering just a little bit over an hour away from downtown Cleveland. It's right off 90, just minutes off the highway in Erie, Pennsylvania. They have 50 state-of-the-art kiosks, the Bet America sports kiosks. Easy as little touch screen. You put your money in, you get your betting slip, and you're good to go. We're going to step aside, take a quick timeout. When we return, Mac Tracks, our first Mac Tracks of the year. Straight ahead, more sports and Les Levine. The Weekend Winners Edition. We'll be right back.
Hello, I'm Chad Miles, host of Kentucky Afield, the longest-running outdoor show in the nation. I've had the privilege of watching Kentucky's elk herd grow to the largest east of the Mississippi, attaining Boone and Crockett status, and I've shared in some amazing elk hunts along the way. This year, nearly 600 tags are available to the public, and you can take your pick of tags to put in for and possibly go on the hunt of a lifetime. Simply apply by April 30th for your chance to hunt elk right here in Kentucky.
No other company or product can match the features, benefits, and warranty of an authentic Nature Stone floor.
I had an epoxy-based sand paint on my floor that deteriorated, and that's why I called Nature Stone.
Why paint? It's expensive, it's ugly, and it doesn't last. Nature Stone is always affordable. It's beautiful, and with Russell's Promise, our true unconditional warranty, you will never have to replace your garage floor again. Get Nature Stone installed by the end of September and save up to half off. It's not just a floor, wow, it's Nature Stone.
When it comes to selling you a mattress, most retailers are handing you a line. A long line of extra steps that drive up costs and create confusion. At the Original Mattress Factory, we simplify the mattress shopping experience by building mattresses and box springs in our own local factories and selling them direct to you. It's short, sweet, and simply makes sense. So experience more than just the mattress store. Experience an original, the Original Mattress Factory.
Presque Isle Downs and Casino now has sports betting. Use one of the 50 state-of-the-art Bet America kiosks to place your bet. Then watch your favorite games on our new HD televisions or visit our new sportsbook area. Only at Presque Isle Downs and Casino.
Welcome back to more sports and Les Levine, the Weekend Winners Edition. I'm Dave Bacon. Fall means it's time for Maction. Volleyball, soccer, and Eastern Michigan's Big Gridiron Win are part of this week's first Mac Tracks of the year.
Hey everyone, it's Heather, and this is your Mac Track, a weekly look back at everything Mac sports related. Starting off on the field hockey pitch, App State picked up their 6th straight win of the season with a shutout victory at Lock Haven. The Mountaineers are one of 6 teams in Division I that remain undefeated. Speaking of Mountaineers, West Virginia took down number 15 Coastal Carolina 5-2 on Friday. They now move to 3-1-1 on the season and sit on top of the men's soccer standings, tied with Bowling Green. Switching gears to the volleyball court, Kent State's Aaron Gardner ranks 2nd in the nation in total digs with 245 on the season and 5th in digs per set, averaging 6.13. As a team, the Golden Flashes rank 2nd in team digs, 4th in team assist, and 5th in digs per set. Looking ahead to the beginning of conference play on the 26th, here is how the field stands. Ohio and Kent State leading the East at 6-4, and Western Michigan holding down the West at 8-1. MAC play is already in action over on the football field as Central Michigan took down Akron 45-24. Eastern Michigan is flying the flag again this season, quite literally actually. The Eagles knocked in a field goal as time expired at Illinois to claim a win over the Big Ten for the third consecutive season, giving the MAC 14 straight seasons with a win over a Big Ten opponent. Call it ironic if you will, Eastern Michigan is our CFB 150 anniversary spotlight team this week. Make sure you're following along at MAC Sports to check out our history of college football. For everything else MAC Sports related, make sure you're following along on all of our social media channels, and be sure to visit getsomeaction.com. We'll see you guys next week.
That was Heather Klatt with our first MAC Tracks of the season. We're all out of time on this edition of More Sports and Less Levine, the Weekend Winners Edition. Want to remind you, Sunday night football, the Browns 3-point underdogs at home to the LA Rams. And legalized sports wagering just a little bit over an hour away from downtown Cleveland at Presque Isle, Downs and Casino in Erie, Pennsylvania, right off I-90. Have a great weekend, everybody. Les Levine will be back in Monday from 6 to 7 on More Sports and Less Levine.